The 2020 horror film, Smile, centers on therapist Rose Cotter. Rose begins treating a new patient, graduate student Laura Weaver, who claims to be terrorized by an evil entity that manifests as unnaturally calm and smiling people. Initially, Rose suspects Laura is simply experiencing a psychiatric break after traumatically witnessing her professor's death. Unfortunately, Laura's mental condition worsens, and she proves to be possessed by the evil entity when it forces her to calmly smile. As she dies in front of Rose, the curse spreads and skepticism mounts. Horrified and traumatized by the incident, Rose soon begins experiencing the same things Laura described, seeing various people in her life smiling at her with an unnatural creepiness. While investigating Laura's professor, Rose discovers that before his death, he too claimed to be plagued with similar visions after witnessing a traumatic killing. As Rose explains her experiences to those around her, she is met with the same skepticism she gave Laura. Her boss, Dr. Morgan Desai, forces her to take a temporary leave of absence due to concern for her mental health. Rose's fiancé, Trevor, refuses to believe her claims of possession and fears she has gone crazy. Rose's therapist, Dr. Northgate, believes she is simply dealing with the repressed trauma of watching her own mother die as a child. Even Rose's sister, Holly, believes Rose is suffering from the same mental illness that plagued their abusive mother. In response, Rose calls out her sister for abandoning her after their mother's death. Seeking a solution and encountering Robert Talley, feeling completely alone and scared, Rose turns to her ex-boyfriend, Joel, for help. The police detective investigates old case files and uncovers a series of seemingly self-inflicted deaths, all of whom claim to have witnessed traumatic smiling deaths of their own within a week of their passing. Rose and Joel then discover a lone survivor in the chain of deaths, convicted murderer Robert Talley. Robert explains that the entity possessing Rose feeds on trauma, and the only way he could stop it when it possessed him was to murder someone in front of a traumatized witness, thereby passing the entity onto them. Rose initially rejects this idea, but following more horrifying hallucinations, she considers murdering one of her patients in front of Dr. Desai, which causes him to alert the authorities.
The final confrontation and the passing of the curse. Not wanting to kill someone to save herself, but also not wanting to pass the entity onto another victim, Rose decides to retreat to her childhood home to die alone, forcing the cycle of trauma to die with her. As Rose is confronted by more hallucinations, she is forced to come to terms with her decision to allow her abusive mother to overdose without calling for help. When Joel realizes Rose's plan to die alone, he races to the house to try to stop her. Unfortunately, Joel is too late, as the true form of the entity, a smiling, monstrous creature, fully possesses Rose and forces her to set herself on fire in front of Joel, passing the curse onto him.